Alright. So, we've got Eery spawning as the blue Celt on the bottom right side, and we have Greeky as a red Celt on the top left of Ghost Lake. We have a Celt mirror on our hands for the first game of the series between Greeky and Eery. This is the round 3 of Celeste Colosseum tournament. Both of our players are going for a fast barracks. And they have also found sheep of their own, both of them. Eery, I think, has found few more sheep than Greeky. He has found 3 already. And he's rallying another group of 3, but Greeky might spot them and steal them if he's fast enough. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, so let's see. Greeky's gonna try and bring those sheep back, but Eery's not gonna let him do that, at least without a fight. There is the first barracks from Eery, starting to make spearmen already. So is Greeky's barracks. And we have some sheep wars going on over here. Eery trying to secure himself at least 1 sheep. So is he gonna leave with just 1 and let Greeky have 2? It looks like it. We'll see. Maybe he wants to go after the sheep once he's sure that he's secured this one. I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, predictions. If one of the mods could take care of that, that would be fantastic. So Eery does have a very safe second hunt back at the back of his base, and Greeky's hunt is already behind his base actually. And where's his second hunt? Does he have a second hunt? Oh, there is a second hunt. So everything is in order. Both of them have a lot of gold actually. Very nice spawn of gold mines for both of our players over here. Let's see. Greeky is rallying his spearmen onto the other side of the map. Eery deciding to be the defender. Something you don't usually see from him, but I think in this particular matchup it's not so bad. You have access to the same units, and this way you give yourself the defender's advantage too. Eery is making his houses one at a time, not falling behind, getting housed, and Greeky already has all 3 of his houses up, and he's starting to gather stone, so he is planning to play a longer game rather than a full-on Age 1 aggression, and I think that's pretty smart. In CVC, it's hard to close that gate. And look at this, Eery's trying to steal the sheep. Maybe he wants to do that? Yeah, he's gonna steal 1 sheep. At least try, but I think Greeky's gonna get it with his villagers, maybe. I don't know, this blue sheep is kind of stray over here. Predictions, huh? I guess I can do that. Just give me a second. There you go. Alright, so Greeky has reached the bronze age. Oh, Eery is not looking at his spearmen. Now he is. Eery has 12 spearmen to the 14 of Greeky. So Greeky does have a small spearman lead in this fight. Eery realizes that and he backs off. Greeky's TC seems to be a little more on point. I mean, his build order seems to be a little cleaner than Eery's this game. He already has his town center under construction, but Eery is going to be a little delayed with his town center. That being said, Eery does have 2 barracks, so his military production capacity is higher than his opponent's, so maybe he can make use of that instead. Yeah, Eery is going to see those spearmen, and Greeky, I don't think he can stay. Yeah, he needs to back off. I wonder if he knows that Eerie's second TC isn't even started yet, because his TC is 3/4 of the way done, and Eery hasn't even started this town center. So Eery really needs to do some kind of damage to Greeky if he doesn't want to fall behind in this game. 22 villagers to 22, but that number is going to change very, very soon. 15 spearmen and 4 longswordsmen to 6 longswordsmen and 8 spearmen. So Eery actually not ahead in military too much either. So yeah, I would definitely give the advantage to Greeky right now. Oh, there are 3 more spearmen over here though. So 11 spearmen, 9 longswordsmen to oh yeah, so Eery now has the longswordsman advantage. If they fight, I think he can win this fight, but let's see if Eery if Greeky commits to this. Doesn't look like it. He needs to back off a bit. I think he knows that he is ahead in economy a little bit. Let's check his vision. He hasn't scouted Eerie's stone storehouse, so maybe he doesn't know. But he does know about the 2 barracks. And while Eery had 2 barracks, he did have 1 barracks of his own, so he will definitely know that he is most likely behind in production capabilities for now. Eery is a little behind in population, 26 villagers to 31, so as you can see, that second TC really kicking in and giving Greeky the villager advantage. But Eery's still pushing with his army, 15 longswordsmen to the 12 of Greeky's, so Eery's military lead isn't all that big. He is closing the population gap though, but Greeky is floating a little bit of resources right now. Hello, Striker in the chat. So let's see. Eery is gonna try and engage here. I think his angle is pretty good. He will get some surface area over these red Celt units, and I think he can win this fight. 14 longswordmen for Greeky left alive, 10 for Eery. Actually, Eery isn't ahead in longswordman count, but somehow he manages to force Greeky to retreat. His second TC is up now, but he is behind 7 villagers already. So that's a pretty huge advantage for Greeky, especially considering that this is a mirror match. And now Greeky has mixed in Druid, so while his army is slower than Eerie's now, but he does have that extra sustain in the fights and the damage boost given by the Druid. So now Eery probably doesn't want to take an engagement before he has Druids of his own. There's the first Druid. Let's see, 20 longswordsmen to 16. Oh my god, Greeky wasn't looking either. Yeah, and this is a very costly mistake for Greeky, I feel like. He can even snare the Druid to death and kill it if he wants. Oh well, I guess not. But I think that was that little nudge that Eery needed to kind of get back into this game when he fell behind on villagers. And he is still behind 8 villagers compared to Greeky. That's a pretty huge difference in a CVC. But anyway, let's see. Eery does have an armory built. He now has enough resources to afford an upgrade, and he goes for melee armor first. So he really is banking on being the defensive player, it looks like. There's the armory from Greeky. Let me hotkey these armories so we can check them later. Greeky has his armory built and he can probably queue up. Yeah, and the first upgrade he queues is the melee damage one. So we really see the contrast in these guys' decisions. Greeky deciding to be the aggressor. Well, as I say that, Eery is pushing. Maybe he wants to snipe this armory and leave. That would be pretty good. Let's see if Eery does that. He has to deal with this big army of longswordmen in his base though. But Eery, Greeky is abandoning that location. So Eery is just gonna snipe the armory and leave, and that's really nice. It's gonna give him some advantage in armory upgrades for some time, I feel like. Closing the population gap is Eery. And he is killing a lot of units for Greeky. Greeky is now deciding to send these longswordmen back because they're taking so long to actually go home. And at the same time, Eery has ungarrisoned his villagers from his TC, and they're fully back to their gathering duties. Let's see. Eery, if Eery sacrifices this druid, I think he can run away faster with these long swordsmen. Also, something that I would like to point out is that Greeky does have his first barracks upgrade, conditioning, so his long swordsmen are actually faster than Eerie's. So that's already one advantage for Eery. Eerie's now queuing up the second armory upgrade of his, which is the melee damage upgrade, sitting at 55 villagers to the 60 of Greeky's. Now Greeky also building a Bard Hall. Does Eery have a Bard Hall? He does. But no upgrades yet, I believe. He does have Fear Celtica available to him. Oh, never mind. Eery does have Brewing Research, so his infantry are a little tankier than Greeky's. They are slower, but tankier. Again, feeding onto that defender style that Eery appears to be going with, but I think even at his most defensive space... Oh my god, look at this! So many druids are exposed here for Greeky. Eery can snipe them, but he's not doing that. He's just walking across. I'm not sure what he's doing, but... well, at the end of the day, he manages to snipe the druids anyway. He snipes 2 of them. He can kill even more of them. No druids left alive for Greeky, and now he's only on 1 druid. While Eery has how many druids does Eery have? Only 1 here too, so I guess they're equal. But that was a lot of gold just lost for Greeky right there. And Eery is being a little lucky with his timings here. Whenever Greeky is moving out of his base, he manages to somehow sneak in. Let's see. Eery has both of his armory upgrades for melee researched. And Greeky as well, actually. Nice. So Greeky has caught up on his upgrades. Let's check. Yep, melee damage and armor. Melee damage and armor for both sides. Now, 66 villagers to 71. So, as you can see, these guys really didn't miss any production cycles on their villagers. That 5 villager gap that was there has constantly been present throughout this game. But now Greeky is going to the Silver Age. No sign of aging up for Eery just yet. But if Greeky manages to get to age 3 without taking too much damage, then his upgrades are really going to carry him. But he's under a lot of pressure from Eery with 57 longswordsmen to the 44. And Eery is just making more and more units. But Greeky is trying his best to fight and tight choke points, reducing the surface area for those longswordsmen, so those higher numbers don't really matter, but I think Eery is just going to steamroll eventually. 44 longswordsmen to the 29. Greeky does have defender's advantage, and he does have conditioning, but it's looking pretty rough for him right now. Eerie's forces are streaming in. And there's the third age for Greeky, but I don't think he can utilize anything from it just yet. And now that Eery knows about the Silver Age for Greeky, he is going to be definitely more aggressive than before, trying to push in and do some serious damage, or at least kill as many units as he can before he's forced to back off, which he is seeming to be forced now. Now Eery is going to the Silver Age himself. Let's see. 75 villagers to 77. So during that time, Eery managed to take the villager lead after being behind 5 villagers for the longest time. But Greeky is really preparing himself really well for the late game. He's building a third TC all the way over here. He's walling everywhere. He's starting to build gold mines. Really good stuff. Let's see. Eery is going to the Silver Age, but he doesn't have much gold in his bank. So I wonder if that means that he's planning to switch to Bowman instead of researching Longswordsman Champion. As I say that, Longswordsman Champion still isn't researched for Greeky either. Oh, and there we go. Longswordsman Champion for Eery is being researched immediately, and Barbed Arrows. So we're going to see Longswordsman and Bowman from Eery, it looks like. Pretty equal population for both players. Greeky is still queuing up a ton of villagers though. He's got 84 villagers and he's got at least like 12 more in the queue. So he's going to be going anywhere north of 90 villagers by the time he's done queuing. Especially if he adds in some caravans sometime soon. Let's see, where's the third TC for Eery being built, if at all? No third TC just yet. And I would like to point out that Eery is still gathering without gold mines, but Greeky is. So that's already a plus for Greeky, getting that extra gold conservation. Both of our players are really floating a lot of food. Do they have farms? Kind of curious as to how they managed to stockpile so much food. 2,000 for Eery, 1,500 for Greeky. And Greeky now is finally starting to research that longswordman champion. Maybe seeing this will remind Eery to make gold mines. He's gonna see the gold mine building. And at the same time, Greeky is trying to do some raiding of his own with 18 longswordsmen. And let's see, does Eery have conditioning? No. So Eery is forgetting these factory upgrades for his longswordsman, and that's gonna really make a huge difference when he is trying to raid or defend raids, because these longswordsmen are just faster and he will have a harder time catching up. Yeah, maybe now he will switch to gold mines. Nothing yet. Let's check their storehouse upgrades. So oh yeah, so even though Greeky has been using gold mines, he's forgetting to get his wood upgrade. Let's see, now Woad Raiders being added in for Greeky. That's pretty interesting. I think he saw those bowmen from Eery, and his reaction was to make Woad Raiders to counter them, as opposed to making bowmen of his own, or maybe even slingers. But something that's really nice is that he's researching a gift of Sequana to make his druids heal even more. Does Eery have that upgrade? Eery does not have gift of Sequana research, so his druids are going to be healing much faster, much slower than Greeky's when that upgrade is researched. And now Greeky is making a lot of those Woad Raiders. Let's see, Greeky building down 5 markets. Really doesn't want to lose any kind of caravan route. Especially against someone like Eery, who loves to run around everywhere and do damage. But now here comes the Woad Raider flank for Greeky. I don't know about this positioning. Eery seems to be in a pretty okay spot with his longswordman to deny these Woad Raiders from charging, and at the same time he's sending a lot of units over there to deny Greeky from gathering those gold mines. But I think this fight is gonna go in Eery's favor, regardless of having a few fewer units in this fight, just because he managed to defend against those Woad Raiders.
Ahura Master bless you.
Renegade, thank you for the follow. And let's see, train time right being activated by Greeky, who is trying to desperately remax after suffering those losses against Eery. But look at this is pretty funny. These Woad Raiders can decimate these druids and bowmen the moment they start to attack. And look at the extra speed, letting them just close the distance to these units. Oh yeah, finally Eery started researching these factory techs, but this army still hasn't been dealt with. So it's going to be a little hard for Greeky to maintain gathering gold from that location if he wants to continue. And I don't think this is the fight that Greeky can win either. Eery with the defender's advantage, especially with some bowmen in the back line. Yeah, Greeky has to back off, but he is still making a lot of longswordsman champions. He does seem to have a better production capacity than Eery's, though. As you can see, this queue is like only 1 unit per building is in queue, whereas Eery has so many different, so many units stockpiled in this queue. Eery does have enough resources to go to the golden age anytime he wants. He can just get some extra stone. F2 with the auger. Yeah, so for those who haven't tried this yet, we have added new hotkeys. And you can try to use these if you don't want to bring your priest with you. These two hotkeys are new, and in case you haven't seen them, you have now. Alright, let's see. Eery is now pushing in to Greeky's base, but at the same time there's a huge group of 31 champion longswordsmen with a couple of druids being pretty pesky to Eery on his side of the base. Side of the map, I mean, sorry. Eery finally getting that healing upgrade for his druids. Now they heal faster. Eery does have a few units to defend back home, though. I think overall he's in a pretty good spot. And oh, I forgot to check the armories. So Greeky doesn't seem to be planning to go to a ranged units anytime soon. He doesn't have any kind of pierce damage upgrades researched, and Eery is only now getting his pierce damage upgrade. So this kind of explains how Greeky has been managing to survive a bit longer than I would usually expect. But now Greeky is just sending his units everywhere. He's just ignoring Eery's units. Auto Q next. Yes. Auto everything. But look at this. Eery is just having Greeky's units everywhere in his base, but at the same time he is pushing in Greeky's base though. But Greeky is almost to the golden age. Now he is in the golden age, and he is still training Woad Raiders, so I don't know about that decision. Eery does have 25 champion longswordmen in the mix, and trickling in Woad Raiders into bowmen isn't really the way to go. But now he's switching into champions, and that I really like. Now let's see. This force from Eery is finally being cleaned up, and he is struggling quite a bit for gold. He doesn't have any market set up, so I'm starting to get a little worried for Eery. With no gold in the bank and no market set up, it's looking pretty rough for him. And with champions being added in soon, Eery's gonna have to mount a very heroic defense if he wants to survive the oncoming attack from Greeky. Even champion being researched. And Bard Hall upgrades, yes, everything is here almost except the final damage upgrade for Greeky's H4. He's still trying. Eery's still trying to snipe these markets, but this is why Eery built 5. I mean Greeky. Greeky built 5, so you need to take out all of the markets if you want to disrupt the caravan trading. Look at this. He's trying to desperately gather gold from this gold mine, but it is dying. And we have a huge force from Eery trying to buy himself some time. But now Eery is being attacked by a bunch of champions in his base. He will see them now. 10 champions here, and I don't think 3 longswordsmen can really do much against these. And the splash overlap from the champions is going to be pretty devastating for those villagers. As soon as these longswordsmen are dealt with, they're going to destroy those villagers with a bunch of overlapping cleave attacks. Yeah, as you can see, look at this. Villagers just being slaughtered, but at the same time, Eery is in Greeky's base, denying any kind of caravan trading, but Greeky's bank is looking quite alright. And he's building his 4th TC, so he will soon have access to 200 population, and that's where it's going to be a little tricky for him. But as I say that, Greeky, remember when I said that Greeky doesn't seem to be going towards ranged units anytime soon? He is stockpiling a lot of wood, but he can't spend it in any way. He's desperately lacking some food, and that's kind of disrupting his production long enough for Eery to be able to buy himself some time, actually. Hmm. Now Greeky is behind in production still. Down in population. He's getting Gift of Durantia. He's trying to gather from the sacred deer. Actually, that's pretty nice. But I have to say, Eery has been doing a great job buying himself time. He's still not quite where he wants to be in this game, but he's still not dead. So there's that, and he's gonna try and deny as many caravans as he can. Remember, each one of these caravans is carrying a hefty amount of gold. Okay, let's see. 69, nice. 69 villagers for Eery, 85 for Greeky, but I mean, Eery is still hanging on. Somehow they are in equal population counts, and that means that Eerie's army is actually larger compared to Greeky's. Now Eerie's trying to snipe all of these markets, and Greeky kind of seems lost. He's just sending units after units everywhere, and they're not getting much done right now. He's losing his markets. Eery finally back to 180 population. So this score isn't really telling the entire story of this game. Most of this extra score is in this huge stockpile of wood that Greeky cannot use. And Eerie's doing an excellent job at just blockading this caravan route from Greeky. Finally, there seems to be some kind of direction in Greeky's move as he's rallying all of his units to the bottom side of the map. But he is hurting a lot on gold, and he doesn't have a market anymore. So he's stuck on his little gold count that he has. He does have this gold mine over here, but that's his sole income of gold. These champions are so pop efficient though. Look at this, just a few of them. If finally there's a trade route established by Eery, but now these champions are in Eerie's base trying to do a lot of damage, and if Eery isn't careful, these champions are gonna clean everything up here. Eery is still not in the golden age, remember. Wow, I think now it's starting to look pretty grim for Eery. Yeah, he just taps out. Wow. Incredible. Greeky winning in a Celt versus Celt. Who would have thought that? Okay. Alright guys, give me 1 second. Gonna get something to drink, I'll be right back. It's extremely hot here. 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright. Who is casting? I don't know, some guy. Face cam? Really? Which one do you think looks like me? Hopefully it's not Pompey. I can take the other two. Alright. Let's see. Don't tell me that scores. Oh, god damn it. Okay, let me just swap the scores once again. Should be good now, I think. Alright. So, welcome back, everybody. This is game 2 of our best of 5 series. We've got Greeky spawning as the red Celt, and we have Eery as the blue Celt on Mountain Crossing. Now, let's see. Eery has 2 hunts next to his base, and so does Greeky, so things should be good to go, as far as I can tell. Yeah. Now let's see. Greeky's pond is actually very susceptible to being backdoored, whereas Eery is completely safe. So Eery did win the coin flip here, getting the better end of the deal with his pond spawn, but neither player is actually opening docks, so they're both gonna go for a fast spearman opener, and it looks like Greeky is once again gonna be the aggressor. Don't swap scores, rotate map. Yeah, we can try casting it this way, Carnage style, but my brain is gonna melt after a few minutes. Okay, let's see. 3 spearmen out for Eery already. Oh, Eery is gonna lose his scout. Okay, okay. He manages to pay attention just in time. Now, both of these guys are still making villager spearmen and villagers, of course. Second house from Eery. Second and third house from Greeky. But Greeky isn't attacking just yet. He's camping next to Eery's base with his spearmen. 5 spearmen to the 6 of Eery's. He is adding more spearmen to the mix, and so is Eery. So once again, we're gonna have Eery being the defender. And like I said, this is not a common sight, having Eery on the back foot and on the defensive, but I guess if there's one matchup where that is possible, it is Kilt Mirror. And Eery is the first player to start the dock. So that does mean that his age up is going to be delayed. Ooh, Eery, I hope he pays attention to his scout. His scout is dangerously low, down to 100 HP only. 9 spearmen for Eery, 9 spearmen for Greeky, 10 for Greeky now. So this is pretty funny. Oh wait, is Eery actually just gonna go past? What is gonna happen over here? Well, I guess Eery is gonna be swapping to fishing for food. And he's already gone to the other storehouse, so that's pretty lucky for Eery actually, and pretty unlucky for Greeky. Imbalanced pond on top. Yeah, I guess it's kinda tilted to the left side, I suppose. True. Good spawn for Eery overall, I'd say. Now, Eery's preventing a lot of gathering time with his pyramid, but Greeky is doing the same over here. But I think overall, Eery's doing a little better. He's gonna kill 2 spearmen. He also killed... Ooh. He killed the wood storehouse for Greeky. Look at this. He's forced to gather all the way from here. Still 6 spearmen over here for Greeky. Both of them are still in the bronze, the copper age, by the way. No bronze age in sight for either of them. But now Greeky can go to the bronze age if he wants. He has the houses. He has the resources. Yeah, there he goes. H2 in the queue. For Greeky. Eery can now afford bronze age himself. Let's see if he does that. He is making more and more fishing boats though, so that's already going to give him an advantage. And look at this. It's the other end of the spectrum of food gathering right now. Eery with fishing boats, which are faster and also can be trained in parallel to villagers. And Greeky is on berries, the slowest resource of them all. As you can see on the gather rates, berries have by far the lowest. And over here, fishing boats have 1.6 gather rate, so they're really a huge boost to your food income. And look at this, Eery is not relenting with his own spearmen, but at the same time, Greeky is gonna go and build the sneaky dock at the top. And look at this, the wolf nerf coming into play. Now these wolves won't be as problematic for these villagers as they would normally be. I mean, let's see. Second barracks for Eery. Oh, and he's kind of worried about getting backdoored here, but I don't think it's possible to cross this section. Finally a pond for Greeky, but he is not taking his own pond. I'm not sure why. He's actually just gonna go for the neutral pond first. Maybe he wants to add it now. He certainly can afford it. And can also afford a TC, which he is gonna be building now. And again, Eery's second TC is so late compared to Greeky's. Not sure where the difference is coming from. I'm guessing it's the second barracks that Eery puts down every game that delays his town center so much. But in his defense, he does have these fishing boats that's going to help his food gathering quite a bit. He could probably even add one more to the mix, or maybe research net lures, which is incredibly good upgrade. Imagine sending 2 villagers to build a top dock. Well, one of them is really low. I'm guessing he just sent the other one as a backup plan. Yeah, Eery finally getting net lures, and is also getting picker's gloves, so he really wants that food. But he is really behind in his TC timing. I'm not sure what's going on. 31 villagers to 30, and look at this swan ship being trained for Greeky. Eery knows about this pond now, but I don't think he can deny it anymore. Unless he somehow sneaks a villager at the top, maybe? Eery does have a very sizable longswordman force though. Only 4 longswordmen here for Greeky, but Eery has 13 of them. Finally, a second TC from Eery being built, but it's already probably too late. 34 villagers to 33, so yeah, now Greeky is ahead, and he's gonna keep getting ahead. Swan ship out. for Greeky, securing that top pawn for him. Why is he building his swan ship? Yeah, I'm guessing it's just to secure the pawn. It's a sizable investment, but 22 longswordsmen here though for Eery. If he just takes this fight and tries to establish some presence on the map, that might be pretty good for him. But as it stands, Greeky is once again the aggressor in this game. Now we have an engagement with 15 longswordsmen to the 30. Yeah, Greeky absolutely cannot take this fight. But let's see. Eery so far still hasn't done anything about that top pawn though. Oh, I love this spearman from him. Trying to make sure that Greeky doesn't attack him from behind. And look at this. Greeky trying to deny any backdoor potential. And look at this, he's also walling off this side. And now he finally has a dock of his own and his own pawn, so that's really nice. But now Eery's getting attacked in his base. He needs to save this druid. Okay, he pulls back. No music? I am playing music. Alright. Now, I don't think this is a move Greeky is gonna be proud of. He's losing a lot over here. Losing druids, some longswordsmen. 56 villagers to 50, so Greeky again ahead. But look at this. So many fishing boats in the queue for Greeky. I'm a little skeptical of this. He already has 4 out, so he's going to be on a total of 8 fishing boats. And remember, fish are a finite resource. Okay, I think he realizes that and he cancels a few at least. Not sure. Game sound really low as well. Oh, let me see what I can do about that. Maybe it's better now? Let me know. Just tell me if it's better. So Greeky's still going unpunished over here, but I think he's really overspending on fishing boats over there. Now Eery is trying to just be annoying and do whatever damage he can. He does have 38 longswords to the 37. Look at this. This is just Eery being his classical self. Just peeling off a few longswordsmen, enough to annoy his opponent, while at the same time pushing on the other side. Overall sound dropped a bit. Yeah, I turned myself down and increased the volume of everything else. Armory, Greeky does have both of his melee armor upgrades and damage upgrades, and so is Eery, so let's just hotkey these armories for future checking. And look at this, Greeky, even more fishing boats, 8 fishing boats in this pond. Okay, I guess the 4 here is fine, but 8 over there is a lot of fishing boats. And Greeky is losing his villagers over here. 74 villagers to the 66, but at the same time Eery is losing the fight at the center of the map. He's gonna abandon the fight. Now he's down 10 population, but he's wreaking havoc in Greeky's base. And let's see what Greeky does in reaction to this. Is he gonna go and attack Eery's base? Oh, look at this. Both players trying to put down towers, but I think Eery has the upper hand right now. Greeky is not looking at his army. Towers being built, but it's gonna be rough. I can't really call what's gonna happen. Both of them have some spare stone if they want to repair their town centers anytime soon. But yeah, now we have 5 towers up, and Eery is making those longswordsmen, and I think Greeky... I don't know, it doesn't look like Eery can... I mean, Greeky can stay here, and he's taking a lot of damage back home. 65 villagers to 70, so Eery finally getting back. Yeah, Eery is just camping Greeky's base at this point. And remember, every second that these villagers are not gathering, it's pretty much equal to these villagers being dead, since they're not doing anything anyway. Greeky is denying denying Eery of this gold, but I think Eery is fine. He still has this gold, but it is getting denied now as well, so yeah, now he needs to run. Those are actually Eerie's only golds right now, so he needs to eventually think of something to do for his gold situation. And I think Eery is overstaying his welcome a little bit over here. I mean, everything is almost cleaned up now. But look at how... Oh my god, maybe Eery can... If Eery looks at his army now, he can pick off so many of these villagers who are so low. Look at this, 1 HP, 30 HP, 27 HP, 30 HP again. And the only resource that Greeky has pretty much unlimited surplus of is food, and that's thanks in big part to these fishing boats that he made. But Eery is safe in his base for now. He's actually building a market in his base, anticipating that he might go out of gold soon, because Greeky is ahead in map control. I mean, he does have map control, and these are the final fights that Eery can take before Longswordsman Champion hits for Greeky. 25 Longswordsmen to the 20. Well, maybe this can be the turning point for Eery. Greeky isn't really doing much with his Longswordsmen. He is still trying to pressure this gold mine, and I really like that from Greeky. He knows that this is the lifeline of Eery right now. Yeah, now Eery is constantly having to dance between these two gold deposits for gathering gold. But now he's going to be in the Silver Age, so he can finally put down those gold mines. But now we have a fight over here. Longswordsman Champion and Bowman against pure Longswordsman is not a fight you want to take. Especially if you're down... in population to your opponent. And here are some bowmen from Eery finally. This is a best of 5, as you can... I'm pretty sure it says at the top of the screen as well. Right. Well, Greeky is suiciding some units over here, though I'm not sure about this. And these towers are really helping deter Greeky from attacking directly into Eery's base. And at the end of the day, once again, this huge score lead from Greeky is coming from these unspent resources that he has. 4,000 food. And now we have a fight. 42 Longswordsmen to 25, so if Greeky doesn't kite this, I guess Eery's not gonna chase. He's trying to wall off, but I have to remind you that this is the final gold. These two are the final gold resources for Eery before he needs to go out of his base to gather gold. Or if he wants to make caravans, he needs to get started with that as soon as possible. 88 villagers to 81, so Greeky has a small army lead. But now he's making his 3rd TC. And that's going to be very good for his markets, in fact. Maybe if he wants to go greedy and build his markets over here or even over here, it's going to give him a ton of gold. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess I won't respond to chat questions anymore. Here's a 30C for Eery, but this 30C is not going to benefit him in the late game with his gold income. So, Eery already kind of in a bad spot in terms of a long-term plan. But let's see, if there's anybody who can crawl his way back into the game, it's nobody but Eery. This spearman has been guarding this location since minute 4, I think. Let's put in some hearts in the chat for Joe the spearman. Not leaving his position, no matter what. Oh my god, look at this. H4 for Greeky being researched once again. And I think he's gonna go for champions one more time. Wow. 51 bowman for Greeky, and I'm not sure. This is looking pretty horrible for Eery. Now there's a small flank of Eery from Greeky coming in from behind. Well, maybe he can finally clean this up. I'm not sure. It's so hard to call this fight, but yeah, I think Eery is in a lot of trouble. Lot of trouble. What is their armory looking like? Greeky has all of his H3 armories. Eery finally getting that last pierce damage upgrade in H3, but yeah, it's looking pretty rough for Eery right now. 85 villagers to 79, so most of the difference is just in pure army count. These towers are doing a lot of work, by the way. Now Greeky is just sending in unit after unit. And look at the vision for Greeky. He's all over the map, and Eery is very confined to his side of the map. And yeah, there's the GG from Eery. Incredible. Let's take a look at some stats. So yeah, in terms of villagers, Greeky was a little ahead. Then Eery got ahead, but I think the most important difference is the fights they took, and Eery was behind in upgrades in most of them late game. Wow, look at this. Identical barracks and storehouse timings. And yeah, look at this. 7,000 extra resources from Greeky. A lot of it in gold. Wow, yeah, a lot of extra technologies too. Eery for getting his storehouse techs. Okay. Well, next map is gonna be Oasis. Just give me a second. Okay, we're waiting on Eery to whisper me a civilization. There we go. So I've got a surprise for you guys. This is not going to be a mirror. One moment. Here we go. Alright, we've got Eery spawning as the blue Egyptians on the right side, and Greeky once again as the red Celts on the left side of Oasis. This is game 3 in the best of 5 between these two guys. Greeky already ahead by 2 score. So this is match point every game until the end of the series. Both of them are going for fast barracks. Eerie's barracks is surprisingly faster than Greeky's. But that is alright. Eery does have a fairly safe hunt over here, and also another one over here. So let's see. As for Greeky's hunts, he has this hunt secured, and there's one hunt over here. 99% sure there's one over here too, so both players are pretty good in their hunts. And Eerie's already starting to make some spearmen. He knows for sure that a spearman push is coming from Greeky. Let's see. Eery's gonna come over here, try and see the spearman, attack it. Doesn't quite see it yet, but he will see this one. And remember, the Egyptian scout is very good against these spearmen because it does pierce damage. And spearmen do not have pierce armor, so Egyptian scouts are the best against everything except Sparabara in Age 1. And I guess you could say that Norse range scouts are also kinda good, but not as good as the Egyptian one. See, Greeky is still not quite pushing. Oh my god, look at this. Eery managed to steal 3 sheep from Greeky. Oh, maybe not. But I have to say, there are so many sheep here. How did Greeky manage to get so many sheep? Now Eery's actually putting down a storehouse on gold. Is he planning on doing some kind of spearman push? Kinda unsure about this. 7 spears to 7. Now Eery also transitioning onto berries. So he's taking a lot of different directions right now. Let's see. Greeky is completely fine on food for a long time. He's also getting hunting dogs. That makes his resources last even longer because of the conservation. Here's the Temple of Ra for Eery. He's just gonna long distance gather from this stone mine, but it's alright because he's using a priestess. No sign of stone gathering at all from Greeky just yet. Oh, as I say that, there's the first villager being rallied to the stone. Temple of Ra halfway done. But Eery, I think, needs to stall Greeky a little bit. If he jumps on top of the Temple of Ra right now, I think he can deny it. But yeah, he's gonna stall him. Good for Eery that he found... Oh my god! Do you know what happened? Eery was housed, and that means that he didn't get the free priestess. Oh, that really hurts. He really could have used that second priestess right now. But it's not the end of the world for Eery. He still has a lot of spearmen to defend, and Greeky is gonna suicide some of his spearmen into this, and I don't think that's the best decision for him. A lot of these spearmen are so low, and this priestess is gonna heal all the damage back up. And here's the first axeman for Eery. Greeky now gathering stone for a second town center, but very slowly. Oh, something that I totally missed is that Greeky managed to make it dock at the pond, and now he's making his swan ship. That's why why his stone gathering was so slow. He is first expanding on the water. Eery manually built a train, the Priestess of Ra, for a second TC. But yeah, if you noticed, his queue, I mean, his population was full, but he could have cancelled one of the villagers in queue because he had 3 villagers queued up, and that denied the free priestess from being trained from the town center. That's really unfortunate. But fishing boat being built for Greeky. No second TC just yet. 24 villagers to 23. So Eery's gonna be okay for now. He does have these extra 2 sheep here too, and all of his berries are available to him. Sending 1 spearman out to spot the enemy army, and he will see that. And I don't think if Greeky tries to push here, I don't think Eery can hold for now. 13 spears. Okay, there are 10 axemen here, so maybe he can hold actually. But this is kind of okay for Eery, especially if he gets hunting dogs. He has this deer, these berries. These berries are still here too. Another Priestess of Ra trained for Eery. So let's see. Again, the story of this series has been that Greeky has been always on the aggressive and Eery at the defensive. Look at this, I'm really liking this from Eery. Peeling half of his army off to go and defend, and oh, this is not actually a wall. Greeky is gonna focus that one villager down, and then a storehouse. This villager is stuck behind the storehouse, but that is saving him for a few extra minutes, a few seconds rather. But now he goes down. 32 villagers to 31. Second TC for Greeky now up. He has 2 fishing boats, but not more than that. 33 villagers to 34, but I think Eery is going to be fine. Let's hope he researches Touch of Ra. Incredibly strong upgrade. Another Priestess of Ra being trained. Do you think Eery is going to try and take the pawn by force? I mean, he's got a ton of axemen, and Greeky doesn't have much to defend. If Eery wants to take this, he needs to split his units, because otherwise this swanship is going to be devastating. But these priestesses are going to provide a lot of sustain. I think Eery can take this fight, actually. Yeah, he's taking out all the land forces for Greeky, and there's a second swanship. And the bad thing is, axemen have a lot of damage against infantry, but that comes from their multiplier, so their base damage is actually not that impressive. However, they do manage to take out these swanships, and now suddenly Eery is ahead in score. And look at this. This extra priestess is providing healing for the other priestess over here. And Greeky's now all out of food. He was banking on that fishing boat and the map control provided by the stock, which is now all but lost. Eery ahead by 40 population. And he's pushing in. Eery looking good. One spearman over here, but it's not going to do anything. It's just to provide vision for Greeky. He has much bigger problems to deal with at his front door. Oh, that priestess is so injured. So injured. Eery might want to stop a bit just to heal. Now Greeky's trying to transition onto Sacred Deer for food, but I don't know if Eery is gonna give him that opportunity. He's just making non-stop axemen. And he doesn't even have conditioning researched yet. To imagine how fast he's gonna train them. Eery pulling back. And he's attacking on this side as well, but he needs to be careful though. Greeky does have a sizable force of longswordmen, but Eery has a lot of axemen. Look at this. He's just everywhere in Greeky's base, and he's having a tough time holding all of these axemen back. He tries to answer this army, but then there's this army to deal with. 50 villagers to 52. Oh, and there's finally Touch of Ra being researched for Eery, and let's have a look at his town center. It says that villagers are being trained at 16 seconds, and after that upgrade is researched, it's down to 15. So that puts Egypt equal to other civs in terms of villager production speed, while also providing a healing boost for the priestesses. I hope this priestess survives. Oh no, she's gonna die. Oh, but that doesn't matter. Eery does have still 3 extra priestesses over here. And look at this, the sustain. Look at this axeman being healed while fighting. Greeky is in a lot of trouble. Okay, let's see. 41 longswordsmen, 52 axemen, but Eery now has the armor upgrade as well. I don't think Greeky has any armories. Yeah, it's looking really good for Eery right now. Greeky doesn't have any druids in the mix. That's one of his problems right now. This extra sustain from the priestesses is really pivotal. And a huge difference maker. Okay, finally there's a druid in queue for Greeky. Oh my god. What's wrong with my voice today? Sorry guys. I'm trying my best. 76 Axeman now for Eery, and he's just waiting for that final upgrade on the Axeman to kick in before he goes for the death push. Just a few seconds left. He's waiting for that upgrade. And now he should be probably going in, I think. Or not, I don't know. Eery can afford a Temple of Set whenever he wants. Oh, never mind, he already has Temple of Set built. So now he's researching Axeman Champion, but I think he can still take this fight without Axeman Champion being necessary to win this. But either way, he tries to back off. Is there a third TC on the way? Nothing just yet. But as I say that, he is giving Greeky breathing room. Every extra moment that he waits. I'm guessing it's just for this Axeman Champion to finish. Remember, Greeky is still in the Bronze Age, so no Longswordman Champion. No Longswordman Champion for Greeky, and now that Axeman Champion is here, Greeky is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Greeky is building 6 archery ranges, but he is still in the Bronze Age, so he can't make those bowmen at the moment. And Eery is just staying maxed. He will soon have enough resources to build a third TC. And I think Greeky is just going for a base trade. And I think it's right for Eery to come back and respond to this instead of attacking, because Longswordsmen do almost twice the damage of Axemen to buildings. And you really don't want to take a base trade against Celts if you can help it. So Eery left a few Axemen here to do some damage. Then he's going after Greeky's army, and the moment Greeky's army stops, it's gonna be shredded to bits by the splash damage of the Axemen. Even now he can just take out the druids. What is Eery doing? Okay, now the splash damage overlap is gonna hurt. Look at the health bars. Not many druids in this army. Oh, whoops. One druid left, and as soon as this guy dies, there's gonna be no sustain in this Celtic army, and Eery is just chasing around this army, but Greeky's just delaying the inevitable. Oh my god, now it's gonna be a disaster! Wow, look at this! Splash damage overlap destroys those longswordsmen, and all this time these axemen were just being annoying over here, and yeah, it's looking really, really rough for Greeky right now. Eery had 180 population to the 91 of Greeky. Greeky lost most of his archery ranges, and he's still not in the Silver Age actually. Oh no, the villagers! Oh, the splash damage overlap is gonna be devastating. Oh, never mind, it's actually building wall. But now it's gonna be horrible. Oh no! Oh, look at the villagers! Thankfully for Greeky, he had 2 TCs nearby, because the one TC couldn't hold all of those villagers in it. But yeah, look at this. I don't know if Greeky can do anything at this point. I mean, I only see blue units in this red base. And things are looking pretty rough for Greeky right now. I mean, Greeky is trying to build some bowmen, but the thing is, for every one axeman he kills, Eery makes 5 more. The only thing keeping him back is, oh my god, look at this! Greeky with a crap ton, he built a ton of bowmen, a ton of archery ranges, but now he doesn't have the wood to afford training bowmen from them. There's the GG from Greeky. Finally a win for Eery. Very nice. Yeah, pretty close. Let me update the score. Now let's see, what is the next map? Let's check the village, the military count. Look at this. Oh my god, this was the moment. Look at this. Not only did Eery not go down in military pop, he actually went up at the same time as his opponent's population was cut down to next 0. It was where the longswordsmen were trapped here and they just ate all of that splash damage from the axemen. They just got shredded to bits. Okay, I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back, guys.
Ahura Mazda bless you.
All right. Hold on. Let me put my fan all the way back. Hopefully you can't hear it anymore, but let me know if you do. So next map is gonna be equal footing. And Eery is gonna be on Egypt once again, and Greeky is gonna be on the Romans. And yeah, I took care of the notification thing already. Still hearing my fan? Oh, god damn it, okay. Okay. So, let me switch to overlays. Alright, so here we go again. We've got Eery spawning as the blue Egyptians on the bottom side, and Greeky as the red Romans. on the top side of equal footing. This is game 4 in our best of 5 series between these two guys. Greeky ahead 2-1. But now we have a different civilization from Greeky for the first time in this series. He was playing Celt all this time. Now he's switching to the Romans. Now let's see. Eery is going with the fast barracks, and there's the Castellum from Greeky being built with his engineer. And by the way, let me know if the fan sounds are gone. Hopefully they are. Greeky comes over here to see if there's any barracks being built by Eery, and he sees it, and he actually finds 2 sheep right next to Eery's base, surprisingly. Okay, so Eery's now making some spearmen of his own. Greeky's doing the same. I wonder if Greeky is actually gonna go for a spearman rush. 4 goats here for Greeky. He also has 2 more on the way. So let's see. Oh wow, look at this. This is a very lucky berry spawn for Eery. 1,200 food for pretty much free. I don't think there's any way Greeky can deny this. But even if that's not the case, Eery has this hunt over here and also this hunt. So a lot of hunts actually available for him. And a very safe back gold as well. And let's see, Greeky has this gold and this gold. So none of these guys is going to be hurting for resources for quite a long time. Let's see, Greeky actually starting to gather gold as well, so he seems to be going for a very heavy spearman push in age 1, but Eery is not...
Blessings upon you.
Oh, what's that?
Let's go at Eery.
Thank you, BB Gambini, with a $50 donation. Let's go Eery. Yeah, let's go Eery. 8 spearmen for Eery, 8 spearmen for Greeky. Let's see. This spearman is dying. Eery is not going to the Bronze Age just yet. Greeky is. So I'm starting to get a little worried for Eery right now. He puts down a Temple of Ra. He's gonna build it with 2 villagers. I hope he doesn't get housed this time. Yeah, I don't think you can take this fight. 9 spears to the 9 spears. Oh, I guess with the priestess being added though, it's gonna change. But if, yeah, look at this. Eery constantly trying to make sure the priestess isn't the focus. Now, remember, every Roman spearman costs a lot more than... I mean, each spearman for the Romans costs a lot more than 1 spearman for Egypt, so Eery can happily take these trades. 2 of these spearmen are incredibly low, and he's gonna focus them down first. Yeah, remember, a unit with 1% health still does 100% damage, so you really want to kill the low ones off. Oh, this one villager for Eery, though, he pulls it off. The hunt, and if Greeky is bold enough to go after this storehouse, he might regret it. He's focusing down the storehouse, but he's gonna lose so many expensive spearmen in the process. Now let's see. Eery is gonna be building his second TC very soon. I believe somewhere here. Oh, and yeah, this time Eery fortunately didn't get house blocked. There she is. So now Eery is on the defensive once again. But half of Greeky's army is dead. Look at this. 7 health spearmen, 96, 81. And Eery has access to healing, so Greeky really needs to be smart with his engagements. Remember, the Romans do not have access to any kind of healing in H2. And Eery has 2 priestesses out, so any damage taken by these Roman units is kind of permanent. At least until H3. Another castellum from Greeky, going on to 3 castellums total. And Eery's adding more and more barracks. Second barracks on the way. Let's see, 26 villagers to 25. Yeah, I'm really liking this from Eery, just being vigilant with his units. He's even added a 3rd priestess of Ra to heal his army back up. Now we've got a force of 3 spears and 3 legionaries on the left side, but they're not going to find anything. And Eery is going to spot them, so he's going to move to defend. There he goes. And Greeky's trying to do the same thing on this side, but Eery is on the top of his game and completely on point with his defense. Somehow this villager is here. I'm not sure how it got there, but he's there. He's trying to gather from this tree. Still nothing but castellums for Greeky. No Decurions, no Balearic Slingers, only Legionaries on the way. And these, remember, these Legionaries are expensive units, and trading them with Axemen isn't really the best trade. So, like, he killed this priestess with his spearmen and his Legionaries, sure, but between these 3 units, Greeky lost more gold than Eery did. 70, or actually very close to 90 gold. And 100 food as well, so not the best of trades. How come when you build a Temple of Ra, you ought to get another priestess? Yeah, it's been added to champion mode for Egyptians. Every temple you build for the first time, it will give you the priest from that building for free. Now Eery is going on the offensive. A few legionaries over here to try and harass, but Eery is going to deal with that quite handily, and Greeky has a lot of trouble on knocking on his front door. Why would you need camels? I'm not sure. Maybe he's anticipating the Curions. I mean, he doesn't have the entire base of Greeky scouted. I imagine the Curions really don't care much about Axemen, because remember, like, let's compare the stats of a Legionary to an Axeman. So 14 base DPS and 1.75 multiplier against 8 DPS and 3 multiplier of the Axemen. So Axemen are much more specialized against infantry units, and that means that non-infantry units take much less damage from them than they would from something like a Legionary. Camels good against Legionaries? Not sure, I don't think so. I think they might be mediocre at best. They have almost the same DPS, except camels are 2 population. But let's see, 49 villagers to the 50. Eery behind 1 villager somehow. Greeky's getting away with murder here somehow. Not scouted by Eery, but Greeky has much bigger problems to deal with in his base. This Egyptian army knocking on his front door, but he has a ton of legionaries to try and defend this with. And as soon as Greeky pulls off his legionaries on the left side of his base, Eery pushes in with his camels, axemen, and priestesses that are there. Population is in favor of Eery, but that is kind of fine. Egyptians do have that swarm style where they are ahead in population, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a stronger army. As you can see, these legionaries can easily hold their own against these axemen. And Greeky now has a force of 28 legionaries over here, and Eery's actually behind in army count, I think. He's behind in score too, but let's see. Does he have any armor upgrades? Yeah, he's getting his armor upgrade. And here, Greeky has his melee damage upgrade actually. Waiting for his melee armor upgrade to start anytime soon. Greeky is going to the 3rd age. So let's see what he's gonna do with his age 3. He's starting to get another gold storehouse as well, so he's going on his 3rd gold storehouse, and he can also start researching SPQR to ensure gold conservation. Now we've got a fight on our hands, but I don't think Eery can break Greeky here. And these camels, yeah, you asked if camels are good against legionaries. I think we're seeing the answer to that question. Oh, at the same time, I totally missed this. A bunch of legionaries on Eery's side of the map. Greeky's gonna try and kill that storehouse, but let's see how many units he's gonna lose in response. And now here, Greeky's constantly being attacked by Eery's forces in his base, but now he's in H3, so maybe he can get Legionary Champion. Yeah, Legionary Champion in the queue already for Greeky. Just a second, let me check something really quickly. So these forces were finally dealt with. Eery's also now in the 3rd age, but no Axeman Champion in the queue. There it is. Okay, Axeman Champion being researched now by Eery. He could also consider getting conditioning. He does have the healing upgrade on his priestesses though, so that's going to be really handy. Let's see. Some clinic is being trained by Greeky. Ooh, I'm not sure about this. There's no Axeman Champion, so being clumped up doesn't help Greeky much, but at least Eery's managing to force him off of his woodline for a bit. Some auxiliary camps in the queue for Greeky is going to be switching to Cretan Bowman, and let's see how Eery responds to this. Eery does have slingers in his barracks, don't forget, so if he sees those bowmen, he can consider switching onto slingers. But now Axeman Champion is here. Some legionaries over here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. 30 TC by Eery in a very, very aggressive spot. Equal population though, 64 villagers, 67. Eery is finally being pushed back. He still hasn't dealt with these legionaries, so he needs to clean that up before he can go back to wood gathering from there. So now Greeky is switching to Cretan Bowman, and what is he making from his... Oh, so he's going for Equus and Cretan Bowman. Nice. Now what is Eery doing in response? He does have Camel Rider... Camel Rider's in queue, but... no Camel Rider champion yet. And I think it's critical to get it for Eery, because those Cretan Bowmen will not go down as fast as they potentially could. Oh my god, these priestesses! That's 500 gold! No! Well... oh well. Sacramentum, or Patronage even. Patronage being researched by Greeky. He's really getting those bowman's cost down to so low. 32 gold of wood, 24 gold. And Eery's, yes, he's now getting some chariot archers, some slingers, and camel rider champions. So he's really going for the entire variety of the Egyptian arsenal in H3. Now another group of 2 Clinicus, 1 Spearman, 15 Bowmen, and 12 Champion Legionaries. Oh, they're gonna find this group of villagers though. They're gonna kill them all before Eery can move them. Yeah, all of them are gonna die. Eery down to 65 villagers to the 86 of Greeky's. Wow, that's a lot of dead villagers over there. But that does mean that Eery's army is massive because he's maxed out. And look at all of these upgrades in the queue for Greeky. Let's check their upgrades actually. So Eery does have his H2 upgrades. He's getting the melee damage upgrade next. Greeky, on the other hand, has 1 pierce attack upgrade and 1 pierce armor upgrade research. And he does have 1 pierce melee attack upgrade too. Where's the no malarium shaming? Yeah. I guess I'm trying to only mention the positives where I can. Greeky is now trying to put down a fortress to secure this next gold mine. But where are the camels for Eery? They're back here. They're wreaking a lot of havoc. But Eery is losing the main fight, and this way of retreating is so devastating because these bowmen are just getting free pot shots on those backline units of Eery who are very low HP and die quite fast to those Cretan bowmen who have a lot of DPS. Let's see. All this time though, these camels have been devastating to Greeky's base. Down to 76 villagers to the 69 villagers of Eery, who is also non-stop researching his armor upgrades, and Greeky is also doing the same. These camels though, and Greeky is trying to respond to them with bowmen, but champion camels do not care about ranged units. So many Cretan bowmen in the queue for Greeky, and Eery is responding with chariot archers. You know what this army is weak to though? If Eery gets some war elephants, yeah, finally a fortress being put down by Eery, but is Greeky gonna give him the time he needs to get those war elephants out? Because he surely isn't lacking the required food for them. Eery is making a lot of champion camels though, so that's good for him. And he's almost done with his H3 armory upgrades too. Only the pierce attack one remains, and at the same time, yeah, Greeky still needs a few more to go. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Carnage. So many bowmen. Oh, this is so lucky for Greeky. Is he gonna be able to deny this fortress? I don't think so, but he's gonna see this immediately. Yeah, no denying this fortress. And Eery's maxed, so he still can't queue up elephants yet, but Greeky has 50 Cretan bowmen. And if Eery gets like 3 or 4 elephants out, then he really needs to think of a way to deal with those elephants before he can get value off of his bowmen. But I'm not sure. Oh my god, look at this huge flank coming in from Eery. Now the bowmen are trapped between the splash damage of the axemen and the flanking of the camel riders. That was the best engagement Eery could possibly hope for. Bowman count of 43, almost the entirety of the front line for Greeky is gone. Okay, Greeky backs off. And now Eery is having to deal with some EQS next to his fortress, but he still has enough firepower in this fortress to deal with these. It's taking it a long time though, but now Eery is trying to push, thinking he has the advantage, but does he though? Let's see. These Cretan bowmen doing a lot of damage to these axemen in the front line. But now the front line is all but gone for both of our players, and now we have chariot archers against Cretan bowmen, and these chariot archers do have the advantage of extra range. But these bowmen have a lot of extra DPS per population. Uh-oh, what's going on? Okay, Greeky's finally forced to push out. Oh, and look at this, luckily for Eery, he has some war elephants here to deal with these proxy rams before they even reach his base. But I think I totally missed this. Yeah, these rams actually took out the markets for Eery. And does Greeky have markets of his own? Yeah, he does. 5 markets. So now Greeky is pretty much only on Cretan bowmen, and I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Eery has a ton of 9 priestesses of Ra, 11 chariot archers, which is like 33 population worth of archers over here. Yeah, these elephants are finally dealing with that proxy siege workshop that Greeky had put up. But this caravan route has been completely uncontested for Greeky, and he's having a bit of a trouble holding the main push back from Greeky, it looks like. But he is holding his own. He is almost maxed, just 1 population off of being fully maxed. Finally, the markets are rebuilt by Eery. But I think he needs those needs those elephants in the fight before he can. Oh, look at this! Instead of going in for that, he's trying to raid with the elephants. And if Greeky tries to respond to that, he needs to pull the EQS away from his army, leaving his backline exposed to all of those chariot archers and camel champions. And look at this, Eery's just going straight for the TC. He doesn't care. Not sure. Greeky is now switching to Axemen out of all units, but maybe that's the right response. Greeky is making legionaries, and is he actually going to be able to take out the TC with his 4 elephants? Maybe barely. If one of the elephants die, oh my god, he's actually going to get the TC with 4 elephants. That's really cool. Eery just took out the 3rd TC of Greeky with only 4 elephants, and now his entire gold trade is disrupted until he retasks his caravan somewhere else. Those elephants did pay with their lives, but I think they're quite happy with what they could achieve. Now Decurion champion being researched for Greeky. Is he switching to Decurions? I haven't seen a single Decurion yet. There's a Nequilifer for Greeky. Now Eery's trying to send the camels. Oh, look at this. I'm loving this for Eery. He's sending some camels to try and deal with these EQuests. Oh, this elephant is probably gonna die. Maybe just not? Oh, the elephant dies. Okay. But at the same time, Greeky's trying to push with his army on the right side of the map. Action everywhere in this game. There's a wall upgrade for Greeky just in time. But Eery is in a lot of trouble. 31 bowmen, 11 champion legionaries, and 10 EQuests over here. And they're just going to shred through those villagers. And Eery at the same time... Oh, there are some Centurions here now, though. Centurions are good for defending. Very pop efficient unit. And is Greeky going to take out the market again? He is not. So 1 market is surviving for now. Eery still has access to his fortresses, so he can make elephants if he wants. But he's hurting for gold. He has no guys on gold, no way to gather extra gold. And if he loses this market, he can't trade for gold either. Maybe he needs to remake his markets here as soon as possible. Yeah, so I have to say one of the advantages of these markets being placed by Greeky, like so many markets at the same time, is that sniping his markets is not as effective as it would be if only had one. One elephant out. Greeky going for the golden age, and he's also getting Presidium. That's interesting. Greeky's trying his best with these camels over here, but it's gonna be a tough battle for Eery to win. Those elephants are being surrounded by the legionaries and the Equus. One of them is on the bowman ball though, so it's gonna do a lot of damage. Look at that splash damage. But Greeky is just pushing in with the Cretan bowman into the archer ball of Eery. Doesn't care much. And there's the golden age from Greeky. He's still making Cretan bowmen and legionaries though. No upgrades in the queue for him just yet, but let's see. He certainly has the resources for it. Eery trying to rebuild his market over here again. Oh yeah, this camel. Bellum Romanum in the queue for Greeky, also Cretan Bowman champion. Both really strong upgrades. Let's see if Greeky makes a Primus Pilis. I don't see a 4th TC. There's this 4th TC. Now Greeky is gonna be raided by this small force from Eery, but I don't think he cares much. He can do a counter raid of his own, try to take out these caravans. Oh, here come the camels. Ooh, yeah, yikes. Equilifer, Centurion champion in the queue for Greeky. "76 villagers for Eery, 81 for Greeky, but Eery is still in the Silver Age. Is he gonna go for some kind of base trade, I wonder? I'm not sure about this, but I don't think he has much choice. Greeky is now responding with legionary reinforcements. But it's looking really rough for Eery right now to hold this push. Another war elephant coming in. The Curions, Centurions. And Greeky is just gonna sit in Eery's trade route. But at the same time, Eery manages to take out the trade route for Greeky, and he's staying at max population, so Greeky is not completely guaranteed to win this game, I think. Eery is still looking strong, he's reinforcing. That elephant is taking a lot of those bowmen's damage, but they're still incredibly high DPS. Look at this, 19.8 DPS on those Cretan bowmen. Now it's starting to look pretty bad for Eery though. Down to 100 population. Yeah, and there's the GG. Wow. Eery saying that his upgrades were really late, his storehouse upgrades. Yes, outgathered by 24,000. Or 14,000 rather. Proterum. This is Greeky's version of the Praetorium. But GG. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Well, so this does it for this best of 5. Now we have exactly 1 hour left between this series and Carnage and versus Poseidon Ant. So I'm gonna take a 1 hour break. Maybe try to find a way to cool myself down in the meantime. It's incredibly hot here, and I can't turn on my fan because it messes up with my microphone. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 1 hour exactly. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. GG's, and see you next series.